Greetings, everyone. Hi, Jimmy. I see you in the chat. Okay, so let me know, please, if you can hear me, okay, and if you can see everything all right, and then we can begin this new workshop, okay? Please, if you can hear me, okay, and if you can see everything all right. Let's see if you are kind enough to just let me know, okay, in the chat if the sound is okay and so on. Let's wait a couple of minutes, okay, to see if everything is right. Okay, so not having any answer about the sound, but I'm checking in YouTube panel and it seems to work just fine. Okay, so yeah, let's begin this workshop. Okay, so in this new workshop, okay, we are going to talk and see everything related to the reports in Pandora FMS. Okay, this will be the first report workshop. Okay, we will have another one in the future with more advanced information and so on. Okay, so today we're going to see the basics. Okay, yeah, Jimmy, I'm reading all of you with a little bit of delay, but yeah, if you want us to wait a little bit for the others to come, let's do just that. Going to see the basics. Okay, yeah, Jimmy, I'm reading all of you with a little bit of delay, but yeah, if you want us to wait a little bit for the others to come, let's do just that. Going to see the basics. Okay. So, given the delay, okay, in the comments and so on, let's keep going with this workshop. So, welcome everyone. Okay, sorry about the introduction when checking everything and so on. So, let's go with this. Um, as you saw in previous workshops of Pandora FMS, okay, this is or Pandora FMS is a tool that allow us to extract or to obtain information from any kind of devices, okay, from almost any technology, okay, through different integrations and with different methods and so on. We saw in previous workshops how to work with information, with alerts, with dashboards, visual consoles, and so on. Okay, so today we're going to talk about the reports because they are the essential way of viewing or representing the information in Pandora FMS. So whenever we retrieve any data from a module, okay, within the different agents, we store all this information in a Pandora FMS database, okay? We have the normal database, and for the users of the enterprise version, we have available a historical database, okay? So there we can store any amount of information we might need, and with that information, we will be able to work in different ways with the reports. So let's see where we can work with these reports mentioned, okay? First of all, we need to go to the lateral menu here, the section reporting and custom reporting. Here is where we will find every and any report we have created in Pandora FMS. I'm showing you this machine with some reports already done, okay? So later we will see in just a couple of minutes how to create our own reports. So as you can see, for all the reports we have here, we have not only the name of the report, an optional description of the report, but we have a section with different formats. These are the formats in which we can view the information contained in a report. The most used one, or the basic one, okay, is the HTML view. This allows us to see the report directly in Pandora FMS console. So let's see. I think my connection today is a little bit slow, so let's just give Pandora some seconds to show us this report, okay? Okay, once again, let's see, we're waiting for the server to answer. So in the meantime, let's talk about the different reports, okay? The HTML type of report allows us to see the information directly in the screen, okay? In the console, in Pandora FMS console, as you will see in some seconds. I hope, I hope not many seconds. The other ones, okay, XML reports, PDF, JSON, CSV, are reports downloadable, okay? These are the ways you can download the information to your computer. The most popular ones, okay, we are seeing the result of choosing now the HTML report in screen. Here is the information. As you can see, you will have the different items. We will see this in just a minute. The different items, description, and for example, in this report of availability, we will see the availability of different switches we have chosen before, okay? So this is how we can see, or we can display the information with the HTML view. So the other ways, or the other options, allows us, I'm going to try just once. If this server or if my connection is still slow, I will change to another one, okay? As I was telling you before, the most used, or the most common download formats are PDF and CSV. We will see how we can display the information, okay? For example, in XML format. Let me show you right here. I have Visual Studio Code console to just show you how you would see the report in XML. It's or the displaying of the information is quite similar as with JSON report, as you will see also in just a minute. Okay, as you can see here, we have the JSON, we have the XML, one is marked language, of course, and in JSON, the information is displayed just like you are seeing right now. We have the option to download the report in PDF, which the visualization is going to be just the same as with the HTML, but with the addition, okay, of first page, okay, with in which we can represent our logo or display a title and so on. So let me show you. As you can see here, this would be the logo if we have one defined, okay, the title, the date, etc. An index with the information contained in the report and the data that we saw in the report in HTML. Okay, so as you can see here, this is a really cool way of seeing these reports. Allow me just 1 second, because I think we have lost the machine. Let's see. So yeah, here we are, up and running. So here we are, and we are back. So yeah, in PDF and in CSV, let's see how the format is displayed here with this type of report. And let's check. Let's check this. As you can see, it's taking a little while, okay? We are working, or this server is working really hard to display the information, but yeah, here you have it, the information displayed in CSV. Okay, so you have these different formats, and then you can send these reports by email. Okay, as you can see here, you can send any report you want to any number of people. Okay, you can write different addresses here separated by commas. You can add a subject for the email. You can add a message for the email to display, etc. Okay, and of course you can choose which type of format you want to send the report in. Okay. So these are the ways to view or to work with the reports once created. Okay, we will see later how to, for example, program this report sending by email automatically. Okay, but that will be at the end of this workshop. First of all, we're going to learn how to create different reports, different items we can have for these reports, and so on. Okay, so when we first work with Pandora FMS, of course, by the way, sorry, I'm using an enterprise version. Okay, so some of the features and some of the type of reports you are going to see are only available for the enterprise version of Pandora FMS. Okay, I'm going to try and remember to tell you which ones are enterprise. Okay, but just for you to know which version we're working with. So, yeah, regarding this, whenever you have or whenever you install a new Pandora FMS server, okay, you will find the report window completely empty because you first need to add all the information, all the metrics, the different devices you want to monitor, agents, and so on. Okay, so once that task is done, you'll be able to come here to the report section and start working with the different possibilities that this tool allows us. So first of all, and the first step to work with this, when we have this view with no reports, the first instinct, okay, or the first logical step is to just click in create a report. Okay, so here we will see a new window, okay, in which we will be able to give our report a name. Okay, we'll be able to associate a specific group to the report, write accesses, and so on. Why the group and the accesses? Okay, as you might know already, Pandora FMS is a multi-tenant tool. Okay, so we can have any number of people working with the tool at the same time, each of them with their own set of permissions, with their own profiles, and so on. So different users will have different permissions over the entirety of Pandora FMS, and that includes their reports. Okay, so this allows us to make sure, okay, that no one that we don't want to has access to the information contained in these reports. So the most critical parameters here when creating a new report are the name, the group, and the write access. Okay, so let's create, for example, a test report 1, just to see this a little bit. Okay, in this case, we're going to go with the default group. Okay, the old group. So any user, at least for now, given the access, okay, can have or can see this report. Okay, and the access allows us to, for example, allow only the group to view the report, for the group to edit the report. Okay, but this asks us to add a new group, okay, of people that will be able to edit the report. We don't have the all option available, okay, because we have to be specific here. Not everyone needs to change or to work with a given report, okay. And the third, that it's really the second option, okay, only the user and the admin user can edit their report. Okay, we're going to go with the first one because we are user and we are admins, sorry, so we're not going to have any problems creating or creating the information here. So when we create the report, okay, as you can see, we have a successful action message. Okay, but we see that we have new icons in the upper right section of the screen. Okay, these icons allows us to work now with our report created in different ways to add any new information. Okay, the easiest way to work with new reports, okay, are the three wizards, okay, the three assistants, because this item here only allows us to add any new modules of information one by one. Okay, so if we want to work with this in a more specific way, okay, we will need to come here to this wizards view. Okay, so the first one of them, the general wizard, okay, this allows us to automatically create a complete report, okay, with just a few clicks. So by applying some common configurations, we may generate different elements applied to multiple targets, okay, or modules. So this wizard is an enterprise feature, okay, I remembered to let you know. So we can choose which type of report we want to add, okay, from the list you are seeing right here, some graphs, some forecasting modules, some information about the modules we already have monitoring, some alerts, events, and so on. Okay, so let's see this agent right here. For example, we can choose any number of agents we want. Okay, so when we choose more than one agent, as you can see here, we only see the common modules they have. Okay, so if we want to add different modules to a specific agent, to a specific device, we need to make sure that we have all the modules we need contained in these agents. Okay, so for example, let's see if we have, I don't think we have one of these. Okay, one host alive. I would have loved to. Okay, yeah, one host alive module. So yeah, whenever we have the desired modules chosen, okay, we can choose as many as we want. We just have to click the add button right here, okay, to add them all to the report. Okay, we have some more information. For example, we have this name component. The names in the reports are mandatory. Okay, we need to add for each item we create in a report, we have to add a name. Okay, so that's important to say. So the time lapse is the time range taken backwards, okay, based on which the report will be drawn up. For example, 1 day from the chosen date, okay, 15 days from the chosen date, etc. Okay, so we choose the time lapse we want for our report to work, and that way we'll be able to access the amount of information we want. The filter group, okay, this is a field intended to filter agents by group. In this server we have quite few agents, so this is not necessary at all, okay, but when we have plenty of them, we might wanna choose the group right there, okay, for us to work properly with with all the information. So there you have it. More elements we need. The description is completely optional, okay? Just in case that you want to specify some information for different users and so on. The label, okay, this allows us to label an element can be assigned, okay? So this is this is a section to use macros, okay, to label this report element. So for example, if we want to label this element with the agent name, for example, okay, we can just define here the macro agent. Okay, And we have different advanced options. Okay, we will see them in a future workshop related to these reports. So let's see. Okay, when we have all the modules, all the information we want added to this report, we just need to click on add, and we will see again the message successful action. Okay, we see here in the list item section of this report that we have added a simple graph, okay, with the information of this agent, this module, the time lapse, etc. Okay, so if we go to the view report to see the result of this wizard, okay, we can see here the test element 1, okay, containing the agent name, the module, the data, okay, and the information available. Okay, let me show you, I'm going to show you another machine, okay, because we might need to work, okay, with more data than we have in that other machine. So let me show you, or let me create again a new test report, okay, and yeah, we will continue from here, okay? We just saw the general wizard, okay? So the next one is the SLA wizard tab, okay? This wizard allows us to create SLA reports items automatically. So here we can choose different SLA analyses. As you will see here, these are only available in the enterprise version of Pandora FMS, okay? So this first item, this first SLA item, displays a standard SLA reporting element, okay, indicating the percentage of compliance in the selected period. Okay, this is the same, but in the selected month, okay, the same with the week, the hour, the availability graph. This is a graph that will be generated with the availability data of the selected modules and the SLA services. This is a new reporting element representing the calculation of the SLAs of the selected services. Okay, there is a workshop about services, and there we learned how to create different services and so on. So the services created in that way in the service section will be we will be able to summon or to choose between the services created, okay, as you can see here. But let's stick with general SLA. The same as before, we can choose the group to filter the agents. We can choose the time lapse, the agents themselves. Let's see some of this network, the network 80, and we will choose latency or host life. This will be easier to show because just let me specify some questions. As you can see here with the SLA items, we have SLA minimum values, maximum values, limits, etc. Okay, the most important ones are the first three of them. So what we want to add here, this is mandatory information, the first three one. This is the value, the minimum value that this module we chose can take. Okay, in the host alive, a host alive module can only be 0 or 1. Okay, we can have only those two values. So the minimum one will be 0, the O, and the maximum will be 1. Okay, and the SLA limit percentage is the amount of service level compliance that we want to check on this module. Okay, so let's assume that these agents are critical ones for our environment. Okay, so we might just want to define the SLA as, for example, a 95%. This means that these agents or this module needs to be up 95% of the time for this report to be successful. Okay, so when we define these three values, we'll be free to just add the element right here, Okay, as you can see, again, we access or we go directly to the list items section of the reports, where we will see the new report item we have. Okay, so we don't have a name or description for this module, but never mind. Let's view the report. As you can see here, we have generated an SLA item containing the 3 agents, okay, each of them with the modules we just added before, the values, etc., and the SLA compliance level. Okay, so we have passed the SLA compliance. This is great news for our environment. And in the bottom sections, you will see the global time. Okay, this means that we chose 1 week. So Pandora FMS just let us know the total time we have chosen for this check and the amount of time this check has been in OK status, okay? And the same with the last section here, but instead of the total time, it will display us, or it will allow us to see the total number of checks performed during that week, during that 7 days. 2016 checks in those 7 days, and the 2016 checks have been okay. These are great news, as you might imagine, okay, for this type of reports. So let's see the last wizard we have available, okay, the global one. In this section, in this wizard, we can see just 3 types of elements, okay? So this will allow us to create exception, that this shows values, okay, of several modules that meet a logical operation, okay? So we can choose from different agents. Let's go again to the network 80. So for example, the latency. We can perform operations, okay, with the modules from these agents. So let's assume that we are monitoring, for example, a switch or several switches, and we want to monitor the total traffic. Okay, so we'll be able to choose the traffic module and sum all of the modules, okay, to have the total value. So the general report type of elements, this shows values, okay, of several modules, the same as before, but ordered, okay, upward, downward, by agent name, grouped by name, any way we want, okay. And as you can see, we can combine different elements. We have available the element that we created before, and we can add any new number of them. Okay, we see here the order, ascending, descending, and so on. And the last one, maybe the most interesting one, the top n. Okay, this allows us to show n values sorted out by maximum, minimum, average, sorry, over the total of modules selected. So let's pick these agents here, and let's choose once again latency. Okay, for example, let's choose the maximum, and for the modules we chose here between the two of these, we are going to, for example, choose the top 20. Okay, the most usual is top 10, but and here is where we can display the maximum, the minimum rated. We can order the data ascending, descending. We can show the graph in different ways, and so on. Okay, so when we finish choosing all these elements, we can add them freely. As you can see here, it has stored the last name we added before, and here we have the top 20 elements that we chose. We have only this because we chose just these agents, okay, these modules from these agents, okay. But this is how this works. But what if we need to add what if we don't want to work with these wizards because we only just need to add a couple of elements. First of all, for the elements you have created for in your reports, okay, you have this list items tab in which you can delete or modify, okay, any piece of information you have. So for example, if we don't want to see the top end report, we can just click here and delete this item from our report, okay? So that we don't need to create new reports every time we want to see the information. We just have to add different items or to modify different items, okay, to help us adjust the report that we already have. So as I was telling you before, what if we want just to add a couple of elements, okay, without the need of working with the wizards, okay? Well, we have the item editor tab, okay, which, as you can see here, allows us to choose from all the different report types we have in Pandora FMS, from log reports, net flow, inventory. These are enterprise report types. The events, the ones we saw before, is the SLA reports, and so on. Okay, we can create, for example, graphs. Let's create just one graph. Okay, test element 2. So when we choose when we see, sorry, the element that we want to add to our report, we just choose the type, give it a name, a description if we want, a label, the same information we saw before. Okay, the differences start here. Okay, from this point onwards, from the time lapse. First of them, the agent. Here, as you can see, we don't have our full list of agents available. Okay, we just have to choose or to search for the agent manually. Okay, so let's just pick this agent, and when we choose an agent, we have available the list of modules this agent has. We're going to choose latency, okay, because for a graph it's just better to have latency data than host alive data. it's quite stiff, that that graph. So let's choose this one. So once we have the agent, the data, the type of report item type we want, we just can create the item. Okay, and this time, as you can see, we do not go back to the list item section of our report view. Okay, why is this? Because Pandora FMS allows us to create allows us to create any number of new elements consecutively. Okay, so that we don't have to come back here to this view to add any number of reports and so on, of items and so on. And regarding this, I wanted to just let you know that with these items, you can not only display any piece of information you have already in Pandora FMS. I mean, as you can see, you can display the custom graphs you already have, the simple graphs each module has by default, different operations with the modules and the data you have, and so on, okay? But what if you want to add or what if you want to go deeper with information you can display in a report, okay? Just to, I don't know, if you need to present the data to some partners or something like that, we might want to add some more juicy elements, okay, to our reporting system. So this is why we have these SQL items, okay? Let me see, we must have, okay, these ones, the queries and the SQL graphs, okay? So these items allows us to perform custom queries against Pandora FMS database, okay? So let me show you. SQL Query 1, for example. I'm not going to add a description. And let's see. I'm going to, let's see if I have this right. Select a name. These are words in Spanish, okay, because this database is in Spanish, but I'm going to translate a name as label. We're going to count the ID agent module, okay, as we're going to display this as value, and from which table? T agent status, okay, T agent A, and where let me see, ID agent, yeah, equals T ID agent, and the timestamp, Unix timestamp, yeah, we're going to display the actual timestamp, stu time stamp, and this has to be greater than the current, sorry, this is not right here, the current interval multiplied by 2 and grouped by 1. Let's hope that I have not made any mistakes with this query. I'm going just to copy this query because we're going to need this later. So with this query, okay, with this example, we're going to show, or we're going to display a graph in which we can see the number of modules in unknown state grouped by agent. Okay, this is quite similar to a standard SQL query, okay, but we don't use headers, okay, and we just need the SQL code. This is really important, okay, what I'm going to say right now. With these SQL items, okay, we can only use select queries, because due to security restrictions, we have blocked some words, okay, that cannot be used. For example, the asterisk, the delete, drop, alter, modify, password, insert, etc. Okay, because this can mess with our database. This is a really sensitive type of report. Okay, I have to insist on this. This type of items must be handled with care. Okay, not only because of the importance of going or checking against the database, okay, but because these queries can overload Pandora FMS if we are not cautious of how we use them. Okay, if we try to go and retrieve or display a huge amount of information, we can overload our system. Okay, so let's keep this in mind, and let's just add this data. Okay, let's hope that I have not made any mistakes in the query. So let's create the item and let us check the data. Okay, as you can see here, we have the graph. Okay, we don't have any data for the agents I chose, sadly, but with the query we have, okay, the top agents, okay, with unknown modules. As you can see here, we have displayed several agents depending on the number of agents we had chosen before, okay, and the other ones will appear as other, okay. But with this type of graphs, we don't have exactly the amount of data we were asking for, so we just combine, or we can combine, and I think we should combine in many cases, these SQL graphs with, for example, the SQL query element. Okay, so SQL item 2, we don't have, no, we're not going to use any SQL template. I'm going to execute the query before, and as you can see here, the same as before, I forgot to mention, we saw this in the graph, okay, we can choose the maximum number of items we will see displayed here, okay. So in the graph before, we saw the agents up to 9 elements, and from 10 onwards it or the data appeared as other, okay, grouped as other. So this time this will be the same, other will win by a landslide, but let's see. We create the item, and once we have this done, we can see here the data, and okay, no, I missed, why is, okay, yeah. I I messed up with the grouping of data, okay, but as you can see here, we have the different agents, okay, and the value of known modules for each of them, for each of the agents, okay. As you can see here, given the amount of agents we have here, we cannot display all of them in these graphs. But if you want to access the modules or the data, sorry, the value, you can combine these graphs with a query, okay. As I told you before, we have to be really careful not to overload the system with custom queries, okay. So let's go back here to the list of items and let's just delete this because it's using too much space. Okay, so this is it. What else or what other options can we have with the reports? Okay, once we have defined the elements we want to add, okay, be it with wizards or with the item editor, what else can we do with this? Okay, we have the advanced options tab, okay, for each report we create in Pandora FMS. So with this advanced options tab, we will have access to several customization options for our reports. The page orientation, the font we want to use in the report, if we want to add some custom logo, if we want to add, sorry, a header, a first page, footer, anything we might need, we can customize it right here. Okay, if we want to add the logo of our enterprise or anything we might need, we can customize all of these right here. What other options? Or we just learned, okay, how to work or how to create our own reports. We learned how to view or display the information in different formats and so on. But we have another way of working with these reports, okay? And these are the templates. The report templates are components which allow us to parameterize a report creation. So we can apply the template we have created to any number of agents, okay, to easily create a lot of independent reports on different agent groups. So, for example, for accessing these templates, you just have to go to custom reports and go to list of templates. Here you will see the list of templates available, okay, and you can create any number of templates you might want. So for example, you can create a template. Okay, this template 2, we had one before. We can choose the group of agents we're going to apply this template to, and then we can provide here the agents, okay, to which we want to apply this template. So for example, what if we don't want to write the full list? I don't know, we want to apply this template to all our switches, okay, but I don't want to write all the names of the switches in a row, okay, so we can just write switch asterisk and that's it. Okay, so this template will be applied to all the agents beginning with the switch word. And the same as before, we are going to be able to add any number of elements to these templates. Okay, these are as easy to work with as you can see right now. We add any number of elements and this template will apply to the agents defined before. And to finish, and something we just said before, okay, what if I want to create a report and I want to send that report automatically? Okay, I have all my list of all my reports here containing all the information I need to evaluate my environment and so on. If I want to create or if I want to send these reports automatically instead of having to come in here, filling the blanks and so on, we can go here to the discovery, okay, console task, and here we will be able, as you can see here, to send reports by email from the template or the reports we have already created. Okay, it is important that you, well, as the same as with the alerts and so on, you need to enable, okay, you need to specify the email configuration in the Pandora FMS configuration, in the Pandora FMS server configuration file, okay? You saw that in previous workshops and so on, but just for you to remember, okay? You need to configure that in the configuration file, and then you'll be able to send these reports by email. You can choose the schedule in which the report is going to be sent, daily, monthly, weekly, yearly. The most usual or the most used one, it might be monthly, okay? You can program the execution, okay? For example, I don't know, I wanted to send this report starting on Monday the 23rd, okay? We can choose the hour at, I don't know, at 10 o'clock, okay? And we can choose the group, okay? And then we need to specify the report we want to send. Okay, we need then to specify the address to which we want to send the report. Okay, and we can fill in the subject, a message, the report type, anything we might need. Okay, the same as we saw before. We just create this task. Okay, and once created, as you can see here, we will have the console task send custom report by email created. Okay, until it's a console task, so it's going to appear here. It's going until it's not launched. This until it's not executed, this will appear as never. Okay, so the first time this will change is with the next execution. If we want to force this task or any task as we speak, we just have to press the button force execution here. Okay, but this is not needed because if we wanna or if we schedule a report, there's no need to send in it before it's time. Okay, but if for any reason you have scheduled, for example, this report monthly, okay, and you needed to send it tomorrow, for example, you will be able to just click on this button and send it. Okay. So this is all for this basic report workshop. Okay, we will see in the next workshops in the future. I don't know the date just yet. Okay, but we will see how to, for example, automatically create different reports. Okay, how to work with more advanced options and so on. Okay, so um, let's keep or keep in touch with us. Keep checking the newsletter and the website to know the next workshops available. Thank you very much for your time to all of you. Please do not forget to subscribe our channel and to click on the bell to be aware of when we upload new videos and so on. Thank you very much for your time. It's been a pleasure doing this workshop with all of you, and see you the next time. Thank you very much. Bye.